Hi guys, it's been a long time coming, but this is the return of Kibs Fibs, which of course is my Q&A session. So let's crack on. Now, last time, Big Mac Danskull asked me a question. So just as a recap for anyone who's new to the video series, doesn't know what this is all about, it's a Q&A session where every week I answer every video, which might not be 3 months after this one, hopefully. You ask questions, I answer them, and one of my answers is a fib, a lie. So, last time round it was Big Mac Danskull. He asked me if I was a fan of Formula 1. Now, I said no. What I've got over here is a flag for Jenson Button, number 2. He's a driver for Formula 1, and I was wearing that Honda F1 cap there, which is Jenson's cap. Points if you can figure out who my favourite driver was the season just gone. And he decided that it was an elaborate ruse to throw him off. So he decided it wasn't. But those who decided that it was, they took the visual cues and they basically identified that I was lying about not liking Formula 1 were WG Revival, Two for You. I don't know why I struggle with that name. Hi Richard. Tabletop Warzone, Mini Warrior, Scrag Guard, and Tabletop Banter. You guys got it right. There were quite a few people saying that Burger King couldn't possibly be right. My favourite food, Burger King burger, but I am simple. It is what it is. Right, so on to this week's questions. Okay, starting off, we've got a question from Big Mac Danskull. He was right on it because of his question. With your love of skirmish games, have you ever been tempted to take a look at the new Kill Team rules for 40k? Yes, I took a look at them. I saw the rumours and I watched lots of videos on it because I am keen on the smaller game, the quicker game. Except it's really difficult to play the Dark Eldar Coven. Now, Dark Eldar you can play, but if you want to specifically play Dark Eldar Coven, it's just not it's not feasible under those rules. However, Heralds of Ruin, which is the free version of Kill Team that's been running for a long time, they've got their own rules. They even have sort of data sheets type things for each army. They've got one specific to Dark Eldar Coven, which makes it a lot more feasible to play. So that I am very keen on playing, because you know how crazy I am for the Dark Eldar Coven. I think that it's going to feature in a couple of the questions that have been asked from last time this week, to be honest. Okay, Tattoo for You asked if you were given $5,000 and told you had to use $3,000 on something meaningful and $2,000 on something completely silly, what would they be? Right, meaningful. About the only meaningful thing that I have going on at the moment, especially poignant at this time of year with the anniversary of Lillian's passing coming up in 6 days, five days, would be something to remember Lillian by. Not sure exactly what, maybe some custom furniture or something classy, maybe a memorial, something like that, something really, really nice. $3,000 would get you quite a lot of that, although $3,000 isn't quite $3,000 in the UK. $2,000 to spend on something silly, computer hardware. I'd like to get some absolutely mental computer hardware, far more than I could ever possibly want, and just go absolutely crazy, just for the PC Master Race bragging rights. That sounds silly enough to me. Right then. Thanks for your question. Wargamer Sean has asked, what is your quest in your hobby life? Quest in life is to exist, be happy. I'm not really a capitalist. I like the idea of paying off my mortgage and then getting a part-time job and just existing and doing as little work for the man as possible. It's not going to happen, but I think that the path for me to be happy would be to do less things I don't like. So working to earn more than I need doesn't seem like the path to be happy to me. So that's what I would do. And my quest in my hobby life is to live like a plasticard master. I want to make enough money from selling plasticard stuff to live like a rock star off the back of my crazy creations. That is what I want to do for my hobby life. Right then, Tabletop Warzone has asked, do you think Button will come back after this year, or will he leave afterwards? Who was the most sensational driver on the grid of F1 this year? So that's last year, unfortunately. It's been so long. It's an easy one, really. I don't think he's coming back, and I think we all know that after what happened, the way he was at the end of the season, there's no chance he's jumping back into a car. But to be honest, maybe he'll come round in some rallycross, so we can go and watch him at some smaller events, some nice cheap ones. That'll be pretty cool. I'd still be keen on seeing him drive and introduced to some new motorsports. Right, most sensational driver this year has to be Max, let's be honest. He's a little annoying at times with his immaturity, but that boy knows how to overtake. Sometimes he pushes it, and if he wasn't doing it to drivers that were as seasoned as they are, with him being at the front of the grid now, he'd be off the track every single race. But he really pushes it and knows how to make a race interesting. So it's got to be Max Verstappen. Okay, where was I? Idiot Beer 40k has asked, if you were to do another 40k army, which one would it be? Yeah, I can't read. It'd be Orcs. I've got just the vehicles. I just love making the vehicles. It'd be fairly cheap. I can get myself some Orc boys, some of the different models. I can scratch build weapons. I can scratch build vehicles, all that sort of nonsense. So, seems to make sense, doesn't it? Yeah, it's got to be the Orcs. Although the games were a lot longer to play, so I'd probably play an Orc army that's a bit of an elite one, so maybe full of killer cans, that sort of stuff. That way I can basically just scratch build everything. That'd be pretty cool. I like the idea of scratch building some killer cans. Sounds good. Okay, Mini Warrior asked, if you were travelling down a hill in a car, 20 miles per hour, and wind resistance was a thing that exists, how many cupcakes could you buy for 3 Orc teeth? Well, with the speed of the car, the wind resistance involved, the fact that you're fumbling with teeth and you're keeping them gripped. Also, you've got to consider the delivery of the teeth as you go past, and also how much you can grab. So, considering the cupcake capacity of an Orc's hand, and the speed and the fact that you're delivering and grabbing, I'm going to go with 2.64 cupcakes for those 3 teeth. Right then, Scragguard, are you planning on taking your force to any upcoming upcoming tournaments? I have considered it, and I must admit I'm always sort of on the edge. If I were to go, it wouldn't be with a crazy competitive list. I'd probably be taking the Dark Eldar Coven, which are notoriously not competitive, except for running the formations. It'd probably be an ITC tournament. I really think going up to War Games and taking part in the ITC tournaments that Martin and Aceface do up there would be pretty cool. So taking some deep striking Coven, I think, would be really nice. They wouldn't do very well, especially with all the Skyfire involved and intercepting and all that with the Tau and whatnot. No, but I'd be there for fun. Whether my opponent would think that I'm taking the piss, I don't know. Those things can be fairly competitive, but I can almost guarantee I'd be right at the bottom. For one, I'm not familiar with the rules anymore, and 2, I wouldn't be taking a powerful list, let's be honest. It's just not what I do. And of course, I'd like to go this year, but there's funds to take into consideration. After Christmas, we were in a pretty bad situation with my health last year. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle this year. We'll find out in 5 or 6 days how I'm doing. I don't think it'll be as bad as last year, but hopefully I can stay at work. I can keep the money coming in and be in a better position. And of course, if I am, and time allows, then I'm in a position to do that sort of thing. Right then, Cruangelus he basically said, it can't be Burger King, it's got to be McDonald's. McDonald's? Really? Really? Have you tasted a McDonald's burger? It's like cardboard. You take 2 pieces of toasted bread. I used to work at McDonald's. And you put a piece of cardboard, grey cardboard, in between with some cheese. It's disgusting. So McDonald's, no chance. And asked, sorry about He asked Pizza Hut or KFC. For me, it's got to be KFC. Love a bit of juicy chicken. Can't get enough of that stuff. And they do gravy as well. You can get gravy, you can get beans, you can get corn on the cob. You can't go wrong. It's fantastic. Fast food with beans and gravy. Except for a chip shop, of course, which is actually faster than any of the fast food restaurants that we've got left. Is it me, or is fast food restaurants getting slower and slower and slower to the point where cooking your own food, going somewhere and cooking it yourself would probably be faster? It's crazy. Okay, off on a bit of a tangent there. Okay, last but not least, Tabletop Banter has asked, what's my favourite piece of 40k fluff? And that has to be the Path of the Dark Eldar, and specifically where it covers the Dark Eldar coven stuff. Everything from the toils that the racks go through, the way that the minds of the homunculus are, and the fact they've got these covens that they protect. And there's one part where this homunculus is trying to get into this maze, and he's having to remember exactly where to go because around him are traps, and one wrong step is just death. I just love the intricacies and the way that they built the fluff around that. So for me, it's got to be the Path of the Dark Eldar, and specifically in that the Dark Eldar Coven stuff, because I absolutely loved it. And that is the end of the questions. My mouse has gone to sleep. There we go. Right then. Yeah, like I say, hopefully it won't be 3 months when I do the next one and reveal which one of those answers was a lie, so I can actually answer the person involved. I'm not sure if you guys are going to have picked up on the lie this week. I wasn't as obvious as last time. I wasn't wearing any of that nonsense and whatnot. So I'm expecting some mixed answers this time. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully I'm going to keep it going, and yes, because I do enjoy them, and I think everyone else enjoys them as well. Right then, I guess there's nothing else left to say other than thank you very much for your questions. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Stay well, guys.